What's good, my man? It's Society. It is your host with the most. Shadow Look back at you with another video. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. It's absolutely free. That is how you help my channel get into the algorithm. Highly appreciate if you go ahead and do that. Now, what I wanted to discuss today, you already know right here, we like to talk about human behavior, right? The psychology behind human behavior, human interaction, and all that, right? So I had seen this thing about DJ Academics. You know, he's somebody who's influencer, I guess. He has a podcast on multiple streams, right? YouTube being one of them. He's very well known. Pretty much interviews people in the hip hop world and covers that, right, and amongst other things. So apparently, he's been trending, right? Been getting a lot of backlash for grooming a minor on his Twitch account, which has been now suspended, right? And there's been talks about all that. Now, I'm not here to defend him or to bash him. We're only here to give our opinions and speak about the overall behavior. Now, DJ Academics has been known to be a clout chaser, right? Somebody who pretty much likes to stir up shit just to create some kind of controversy to go viral, right? He tends to go at it against, rappers and, athletes and, a bunch of other shit, right? So he's pretty much somebody who just likes to cause, mayhem on the internet just to go viral, right? Pretty much will do anything for clout. Now, so I've seen a few comments where people saying that they feel like this is another clout move of his, right? To be on the spotlight. This is just, he's not really like that, but he's just doing it to get, all eyes on him. And I don't think so, right? Now, I don't think that Academics is like a weirdo like that or anything like that, right? I just think Academics is just somebody who's immature, right? Who hasn't grown up yet, who's somebody who doesn't take anything seriously, right? Who thinks that there's no consequences to his actions, somebody who just says anything and will do anything because he feels like he can and he feels untouchable. Right, his ego has inflated a lot. He just has one of those personalities that is just egotistical. And so this moment with him and that whatever, I felt like this is not just something that he wanted to do for attention. I felt like he literally was talking to him like how he would have normally talked to him if there was no cameras around, right? Which is, weird, right? Because of the conversation that they were having, right? Especially he's a minor and this guy's a full-blown adult. But you see a lot of individuals that are males try to have those conversations with these guys, right? They seen it as kind of just fucking around with him, pulling his, his leg, just immature, bro. They're immature. You know what I'm saying? Thinking that it's all funny, almost forgetting like that they were on a podcast or on a live Twitch whatever stream. You get what I'm saying? So I don't believe that this was a stunt or nothing like that. I believe that this is how he behaves and this is the true him. Which is weird because of the kind of questions he was asking. But like I said, this guy thinks that it's funny, and he really doesn't feel like, even if he does get any backlash for it, he feels like he could just bounce back from it, that is no big deal, that this is just how the internet works. They get worked up over nothing. But this is something, right? Now we're seeing people nowadays, you can't even mess around with people. You can't even say nothing because people, blow it out of proportion and all this cancel culture. And, that it's stupid how uptight the world has become and yada, 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 right? And that's not the case. See, what it is now is that people have a better understanding of the psychology of stuff. Psychology, understanding human behavior and what creates, bad behaviors, what creates, people to be, depressed and for people to, go down the wrong path, right? We have a better understanding now of what makes people, behave the way they behave, right? Or have the type of behaviors that they have. The science of it has gotten a lot better, right? Our understanding. So that's what it is. I hear comedians is another one that I always hear complain about these times now because of the jokes and stuff like that. But like I said, it's because people have a better understanding of people's now mentalities, and overall the psychology of individuals. You know, that these behaviors were never okay, that, you know, behaving like this does, you know, people always say that they're just words, words can't hurt you. Words impact, bro. Words definitely create, words definitely could hurt you, you know, not in the physical matter, but in the mental matter, right? And you know, research has showed that mental abuse actually does more damage than physical abuse, right? Like if somebody verbally is insulting the child, is, you know, more harmful than somebody physically hurting the child. So that's a fun fact. But like I said, people are ignorant to the research, ignorant to the field, right? It's a field that's still, to a lot, so nowadays a lot of people like to criticize and think that it's all bullshit, right? Which is even more crazier, right? Because the fact that you believe the science of, you know, everything else, right, but then you're skeptical about the science in this, right? Which is fucking stupid. Like, when you feel sick, you go to the doctor and you take the medicine that they prescribe you, right? Because you believe in their field, right? But it's that all what they do is done with science, just like all the information that they have on this is done with science, bro. So how are they gonna believe one science and I believe the other? That is fucking stupid, you know? And facts have shown, bro, the data has shown, bro, that these individuals know what they're talking about, you know. And now people now better expressing themselves, now people, you know, coming forward and talking about their overall, you know, experiences in life. You can see that a lot of this behavior and a lot of these conversations or jokes or you know, what people considered back then, you know, fun and games, did do a lot of damage to a lot of people out there, bro. But since, like I said, we lived in different times, people thought they just had to, you know, go along with it or laugh about it, and like if it was not really, you know, nothing much. But it turns out that actually it was something that was, you know, very damaging. Now people could call it, oh, people being sensitive or whatever. But like I said, if you never walked in them shoes, if you can't understand, you know, what this individual is going through, then you're nobody to critique or criticize or anything like that, right? Maybe it's not a big deal to you, but everybody's different, right? Some people are, you know, some people, you know, trauma or problems, you know, doesn't really affect them that much, right? They could overcome them. Um, Call it strong-minded or whatever, right? But there's some other people that just need help, and there's some people who's, you know, maybe these problems are not big to you, but to them they're devastating, right? We are all emotionally different, you know, genetically wise as well, right? That has, you know, a part to do with it as well. So, you know, for individuals to try to just, you know, dismiss these individuals as just being sensitive or, you know, weak-minded or whatever is just, you know, ridiculous in itself. So I think now that we have a better understanding of this, um, is why people are outraged and why you see, you know, people getting upset, and why it triggers a lot of people, because it is a big deal. You know, it's even more, you know, odd that academics doesn't see nothing wrong with his behaviors, or doesn't understand why everybody's getting all upset, or why Twitch, you know, shut his stream down and shit like that. And it's like the fact that he can't find the reason why they did that, or why everyone's tripping in itself, should already give you the answer of the type of individual he is and his mentality. Of course, he doesn't know why. He thinks he did nothing wrong, even though clearly, like, the way he was behaving towards somebody who's a minor was out of bounds. He sees it as no big deal, which is, I hope he doesn't have any children, right? Because it's very alarming, um, you know, in that sense. But like I said, you know, these are the type of individuals you see on the internet who think that their behavior is no big deal, or they think that they're just normal, and that the world is, that everybody, that the whole world is wrong and they're right, right? When it's like, of course you would think like that, you know, narcissistic, egotistical people do, you know, see the world like that, right? There's nothing wrong with me. There has to be something wrong with the world, right? When it's like, no, it's the other way around, my guy. But they will refuse to see that or admit that, or you know, or even think that that's even possible. But that is the way his character is, though. And you know, people could be like, oh, well, you know, aren't people entitled to make a mistake? And you know, he's, you know, people do bad things, you know, in their life, so you know, it's like he can't, have one. And it's like, when it comes to overall judging somebody's character, right? It's not just about one action, right? That's the reason why even in court, whenever they're, talking about um, the how could I say, the inmate, right, or the guilty person, why they bring up his past, and people are like, no, that should be left out. What does that have to do anything with the crime, that we're talking about here? It's irrelevant. No, it plays a big factor, bro. You have to see the pattern of people's behaviors. you know this is the way they behave, so that way now people have a better understanding of, this crime right here in itself, right? Like, this is not just a one-time thing. This is not just, something, he had a bad day. This is a pattern of this type of behavior. The individual doesn't learn. This is the way he is. And same with social media. That's how people, when they critique individuals, it's not just about one action, but this whole entire behavior of acting this way. This is why people can say that these individuals are bad people or have bad characters. It's not just about, but see, their supporters don't focus in on that, right? Or don't realize that, or just refuse to. But all of that plays a factor, bro. It shows a pattern of bad behavior. This individual doesn't take nothing seriously, doesn't learn, doesn't care. He's a reckless individual, not a good person, or not a role model, or not somebody that, is actually a cool individual, going based off of his track record. You know what I mean? Even if they do apologize, you can tell that it's not sincere, because if you're truly sorry about something, you don't keep making that same mistake over and over and over and over. Sure, people, make bad choices in life, right? Doesn't make them a bad person. What makes them a bad person is that they keep doing the same behavior over and over and over and over and over and over again, and apologizing over and over and over and over for the same thing. If they truly are sorry, bro, they wouldn't be apologizing for the same shit over and over and over again. Kind of like somebody that cheats. If they're apologizing to their spouse, for cheating, but yet they get caught cheating again and again and again and again and again and again, then they were never truly sorry. Because if that was to be so, then why do they keep doing it over and over and over and over again? Then it's a lie. You get what I'm saying? That is how you could tell about people's bullshit, and pretty much could see through their gimmicks. That's why all of that is important. But overall, that's just my opinions on the overall matter. On what are your thoughts? Leave it in the comments and shut it. We up.